you've been running around like crazy today.
I have tennis shoes on today.
It's very smart.
For sure.
Very smart.
Yeah, we want to get right into what's happening with the latest with the severe weather. We don't have any tornado warnings as of right now in Northeast Ohio. No severe thunderstorm warnings either, but we do have a lot of rain, and we're kind of in transition mode at this point. Matt Wintz and I have been keeping a very close eye on all of this throughout the afternoon. Matt, I know we've been talking a lot about your old stomping grounds there in Ashtabula County. That continues to be where we have the greatest severe weather threat right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're watching that area rotation still exists. It's heading right over Jefferson right now. They've got lots of heavy rain, some hail with that as well. That's going to continue to need to be monitored as we go over the next half hour. Then we can kind of clear things out. But you've got an update of the radars, very active this afternoon. Betsy, what are you seeing right now?
Yeah, and you mentioned Jefferson, so we're going to hop in here real quick and zoom in there first. First of all, you can see west, just some scattered showers. East, where the yellows, the lightning, all the good stuff is. That's where our severe weather threat continues right now. We're going to go right into Ashtabula County, central Ashtabula County. Obviously, when you see this clustering of lightning, that means that's probably our most intense part of this thunderstorm, and indeed it is. It's probably getting a little bit scary looking outside, but keep in mind, there have been a lot of reports of some scary looking clouds, nothing terribly organized. We'll dive into that in just a minute. We still have very broad rotation in this. This is the leftovers of the storm that was tornado warned not too long ago. Currently in Lenox, it'll continue to move up to the northeast, up toward the Ashtabula area, and eventually Conneaut over the next half hour or so. It's moving rather slow. So Beulah, Sheffield Center, North Kingsville, and Farnham here in about the next 30 minutes or so, give or take a little bit. I did mention that, we've seen a lot of scary looking clouds. I got this tweet in from Wendy Stainfield, who actually, Matt said she went to high school with him. But you could see these lowered clouds right here. That's basically what she's watching. That's the lowering of the cloud bases, the wall cloud, if you will. Nothing terribly organized, not very definitive, certainly nothing hanging down to the ground. But this was in Lenox and Dorset not too long ago. So they're keeping a close eye on all of that. That storm is the one that's kind of feeding up farther to the northeast as it continues to move now north of US 6. So lots happening in Ashtabula and Trumbull counties. Farther to the south, though, the scattered showers are not really adding too much more to the rain bucket, thankfully. But we still have plenty of activity going on as far as the alerts go. Matt, you've got the latest on all of that.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of the alerts, we've got wind and leftover flooding to deal with, Betsy. In terms of rainfall, you can see the heaviest rain was west as expected, widespread 2 to 4 inches there. But we're catching up off towards the east. This system is impressively wrapping up right over northeast Ohio. That will drive cooler temperatures in. You can see how they've plummeted off towards the west, still sticky out east. But the wind continues to howl, especially on our lakeshore counties, and that is piling up the water. We've got big waves out towards the west, and that will continue to be the trend as we go throughout the evening. I know Will have more on that coming up in a little bit. Betsy?
He will, actually, and that's what we're going to move to next in your feed at 5, the nasty weather that continues across much of the viewing area. Some spots have already seen their fair share of rough weather this summer. Let's go live now to Sandusky, where Will Ewick joins us with a look at the conditions and how folks out that way are preparing. Will, looks pretty nasty out there, buddy.
Yeah, Betsy, you and Matt both mentioned the howling winds, and that's what they're seeing out here in Sandusky. It's been very, very windy since we've been out here. The rain a little more sporadic, but you look behind me and see Lake Erie and the waves. It's been throwing water up along the shore pretty much everywhere we've been today, all day long. And then here on the side of us is actually Hammer Time Lures. This is a small bait shop here in Sandusky near this boat launch. Now, we told you about them a few months ago when this area was hit with heavy rain and flooding. This was back in May. They were out at the Walleye Festival in Port Clinton, lost thousands of dollars worth of product. The family also has a few small trailers out in Marblehead. They had massive damage there, flooding, broken windows. So today they're preparing. They boarded up windows, moved things back away from the shore. Deborah Hammer says it's part of lakeside living and lakeside businesses, but that doesn't mean it's still not scary.
And when the wind is blowing so hard and the water is so strong, you can hear those rocks out there and they roll, and it just sounds like thunder, and it will wake you up, and it scares you. This lake.
Now, while they did take those preps over at the trailer, they didn't take very many preps here at the bait store. They said there's really not much they can do. They have it hopefully back far enough away. They did close up because obviously they didn't think that fishing would be a big business today, and judging by this empty parking lot, I can see why, guys.
Yeah, well, wind gusts 45 miles per hour associated with that wind advisory for Erie County. That's over into Lorain County. Well, all of us have colder temperatures, gusty winds ahead in our forecast. Matt will have the latest on that. In the meantime, Will, thank you very much. Get inside.